last one I want to share with you. So we're talking about things I learned through my time as a pastor, my 10 years, or not 10 years, 11 years of pastoring. First of all, I talked about you being disciplined. I talked about being an intercessor. I talked about being a suffering servant. And today I want to talk to and end with this, that one of the things I learned is that you will have some Judases and you will have some Peters, and sometimes they'll feel like the same person, but they aren't. Let me explain. Judas betrayed Jesus, but he had ill motives and ill intent. Sometimes, and Peter also denied Jesus, but it was out of his own fears, out of his own whatever, but it wasn't because he didn't love Jesus. It was because of his faultiness. But guess what? Betrayal, no matter where it comes from, it still hurts. I had to learn that there was some Judases in my life. These were those who walked with me, did ministry with me, said they loved me, said they was my friend. But when the enemy whispered in their ear and they gave themselves over to let the enemy use them, they became Judases. It became their mission to try to destroy me, to try to kill my name, to try to wipe me out. And you know what God told me when those Judases came? He said, woe to them. This was necessary, but woe to the hand that did it. See, what he was telling me is, daughter, these betrayal had to happen. These things had to happen. They didn't feel good. This suffering you had to go through, but there was a reason, because it was pulling out a stronger you. But what they thought they was doing, the enemy thought he was crushing you and destroying you, but you was a seed, and all he did was planted you so that you could bloom and your fruit shall remain. He said that was the Judases. Because you know what happened to Judas? He hung himself. So Judas is after a while going to take they're going to self-select themselves right out of your life. They're going to expose who they are. They'll be necessary for a season. And then God will move them right on out of the way. They're going to hang themselves. And I don't mean that literally, but something is going to trip them up where they will no longer be in your house, in your life. But I also had to learn to not become so jaded that I saw everybody as a Judas, because some of them were Peters. Some of them denied me, not because they didn't love me, but because of their own fears, because of their own things that they allowed themselves to believe. And so God said, see, Peter, you have to restore. Ooh, you'll catch that tomorrow. See, there's some Peters. Even now, I've got some Peters that left me. They're going to need to be restored. And if you happen to be a Peter of mine, I want you to know, just come to my door. I'll restore you. But God is saying, see, with your Peters, you have to restore. Because they didn't leave you. They didn't throw you away because they didn't love you. The enemy lied to them. Something happened, whatever it is. There's so many different reasons. And so they betrayed you. It hurt because of their denial. But see, this is the thing. Their denial didn't crucify you. Ooh, see, Judas sold Jesus and caused the crucifixion. Peter's denial did not crucify Christ. Ooh, that's good. So your Peters, you'll know the difference. See, your Peters, they didn't cause you to go into some trials. It was just that while you were in the middle of the trial, that's all, that you didn't need nothing else. They just happened to be the extra that you happen to go through. So that's what I learned in ministry. To learn how to distinguish the difference. That there'll be some Judases, but they'll serve a purpose. Because what God has allowed them to do is to be used. He didn't cause it. But because they allowed themselves to become they gave their ear over to the devil, and the devil used them. God turned what the devil meant for bad, and he uses it for your good. So you're still being betrayed, but God is using it to bring out the next level in your life. And don't worry, Judas will no longer be seen. But you got some Peters that you're going to have to restore. So go find your Peters. Or be available when your Peters come back. God bless.